The Lufthansa robbery. In the early hours of December 11, 1978, a stolen black van parked near New York's JFK Airport. Some masked men inside waited for a signal. At 3:12 a.m., they got the signal, backed the van to the airport's cargo area, and armed with guns, went inside. They left 64 minutes later with $5 million in cash and $1 million in jewels. Despite the decades that have passed, only one person has been imprisoned for this daring crime. How did it all happen? Who were the masterminds behind it? And what led to a trail of murders that happened after the heist? How the dead bodies start piling up? We will answer all these questions in this one video, so stay tuned until the end. It all started with a Lufthansa cargo supervisor named Louis Werner. He had a hefty $20,000 gambling debt hanging over his head. To settle the score, Werner approached a bookmaker and wig shop owner named Martin Krugman. You see, Werner knew about the massive piles of untraceable cash that regularly arrived from Germany and were temporarily stashed in the JFK Airport vault. So, what did Werner do? He asked Krugman to scout for individuals who could successfully pull off a heist of epic proportions. Krugman, in turn, passed the tip to a mid-level gangster involved in the drug trade, Henry Hill. Hill, being resourceful, brought in his mentor, Jimmy the Gent Burke. Now, Burke was known for his gang's knack for hijacking and robbing cargo trucks arriving from the airport. But Burke didn't act alone. He answered Paul Vario, a formidable figure in the Lucchese crime family. Vario was in dire need of quick cash after losing a valuable cocaine shipment to the authorities. So, with Vario's blessing, the audacious Lufthansa heist was given the green light. Can you believe how this intricate web of connections set the stage for one of the most daring robberies in history? Paul Vario, a high-ranking figure in the Lucchese crime family, played a pivotal role in the 1978 Lufthansa heist. He greenlit James "Jimmy the Gent" Burke's audacious plan, provided money and information, and expected a share of the loot. However, this involvement led to Vario's downfall. According to Henry Hill, a key figure in the heist, the planning occurred at Robert's Lounge, Burke's criminal hangout in Queens. There, they studied warehouse blueprints and gathered insider information. Burke meticulously assembled a crew of criminals, setting the stage for the daring heist. As per official records, Louis Werner, with inside knowledge, tipped off the crew about a substantial cash shipment arriving on December 9th. It would stay in cargo storage all weekend, avoiding bank transfers via armored trucks. At the stroke of 3 a.m. on Monday the 11th, 6 masked men in a black Ford Econoline 150 van arrived at the Lufthansa cargo warehouse. They swiftly cut the gate padlock, with some of them entering the premises. At gunpoint, they herded employees into the break room, where the night shift manager was coerced into disabling the alarm and opening the double-door storage vault, thanks to their inside source. In just 64 minutes, the thieves made off with 40 hefty cartons filled with cash and jewels, each weighing 15 pounds. 2 of the culprits hopped into the van, while the rest piled into a waiting Buick, disappearing into the night at 4:21 a.m. An unusual directive kept employees from alerting the authorities until 4:30 a.m., when the first police call was made. The stolen riches were then transferred to the trunks of 2 other cars at a warehouse owned by none other than John Gotti, a captain of the Gambino crime family, sharing the airport territory with the Lucchese family. Interestingly, Gotti even offered to dispose of the getaway van by crushing it at an auto salvage yard he controlled in Brooklyn. The audacity of their actions will leave you wondering, how did they manage to pull off this heist in such a tight time frame? And what other secrets were involved in their escape? Krugman, the bookie who first pitched the heist idea to Hill, became a problem as he persistently demanded a hefty share of the stolen money. In response, Hill claimed that Burke and Seppi decided to silence Krugman forever, fearing he might spill the beans. Shockingly, they allegedly killed and dismembered him about a month after the robbery, leaving no trace of his body. But here's where the plot thickens. Authorities caught their first break in the case when, just 2 days after the heist, they stumbled upon the black van parked near a fire hydrant in Brooklyn's Canarsie neighborhood. The van had been left behind by Parnell Stacks Edwards, a trusted member of Burke's crew, who failed to follow orders and take the van to Gotti's junkyard. Fearing that the abandoned van could lead the police to Edwards, which in turn might expose their criminal enterprise, Burke, with Vario's approval, made a chilling decision. He allegedly ordered 2 seasoned members of the heist crew, Tommy Two Guns DeSimone and Angelo Seppi, to execute Edwards. Shockingly, they shot Edwards in the head right in the middle of his dinner with a piece of chicken still in his mouth. Edwards was just the first in a series of brutal acts aimed at maintaining a deadly silence. By the summer of 1979, 7 months after the heist, Burke had reportedly ordered the execution of 9 individuals. These victims were linked to the heist, involved in laundering the stolen money, or were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Henry Hill, a key figure in this harrowing tale, summed it up grimly. Rather than give everyone $400,000 or $500,000 apiece, it was easier to put a quarter bullet in their head, he remarked in a History Channel documentary. So he started eliminating everyone at that point. The web of violence and secrecy surrounding this crime is nothing short of chilling. As February came to a close, Louis Werner, the insider of the Lufthansa affair, found himself as the sole person convicted, receiving a 15-year prison sentence. In the following weeks, Burke turned his attention to his former cellmate, the hefty Louis Roast Beef Kafora, who had been laundering stolen money through his Brooklyn parking lot business. Despite being advised to keep a low profile, Kafora took an unexpected turn. He purchased a custom-paint Cadillac for his wife Joanna and drove it near the JFK cargo area, which was under FBI security. Not only that, but he openly discussed the heist and other mob-related matters with her. Soon after, both of them vanished without a trace, and their bodies were never recovered. Robert McMahon and Joe Buddha Monry, both involved in cargo theft at JFK Airport and working for Air France, opted not to cooperate with the FBI in exchange for witness protection. Their decision proved fateful. In May, they were discovered shot in the back of the head, execution style, while sitting together in a parked car. A month later, the horrifying discovery of a burned, naked, and bullet-riddled body added another layer of mystery. The victim was Paolo Licastri, a Sicilian drug trafficker who had a crucial role in overseeing the heist on behalf of the Gambino crime family. He was entrusted with ensuring that they received their share of the $200,000 cut. In real life, 2 restaurant owners, Richard Eaton and Tom Monteleone, met gruesome ends because they were accused of stealing money from the stolen loot that they were cleaning through their businesses. Eaton's frozen body was found tied up in a meat truck, and Teresa Ferrara's headless body washed up on a New Jersey shore, shocking everyone. 2 people involved in the heist were killed for breaking the rules of their crime family. Tommy Two Guns DeSimone, known for his fancy pistols, was shot by Gotti for committing unauthorized murders. More than 5 years later, Seppi from the Lucchese crime family met a deadly fate for stealing from a drug dealer. Henry Hill, fearing for his life after a recorded conversation, entered witness protection and spilled secrets about mob associates, including Burke and Vario. Burke was convicted for Eaton's murder and a college scandal, and Vario for extortion, but both died of lung cancer in prison. As more people were killed, Hill, featured in a documentary, realized he might also become a victim in this unending world of crime and revenge. In real life, Burke's associates either followed strict rules or met violent ends before they could break them. That's why the Lufthansa heist remains one of the longest, bloodiest, and most captivating unsolved cases in American history. What do you think about this case? Do let us know in the comments section below, and for more such interesting videos, do subscribe to our channel.